Good?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. First of all, a lot of credit goes to Houston and head coach David Rear. I thought they competed hard. I thought they executed at really critical points of the match. They made plays, they saved balls, and ended up winning them later on. I think that at times, whereas Houston allowed themselves, they played to win, I think we played not to lose at times. But it's going to be a good learning lesson for us. I'm not at all disappointed in the way we played. We hit well enough to win, we blocked well enough to win. Serving errors we're going to have to do something about and get that under control. I was really proud of how the 6-2 came in and changed the trajectory of the match. It really changed their blocking and their defense significantly. I thought heading into the fifth set, I really thought that we had a big time advantage. But then just one ugly error here and then another one there and then another one there, and all of a sudden we're behind the 8-ball. It was a tough way to lose, but as a team, we really have two choices. Either we can fracture and go into a shell, or we can pull together in adversity. And that's fully what I expect from this team. I expect this team to pull together. And they know that the majority of our errors were mental errors. They know they can fix that. So it's just going to be a part of being personally accountable, taking and accepting feedback from teammates, and going out there and applying it to the floor. The makings are here. Everything is here for us to be who we want to be. I congratulate Houston on the win. That pulls us into a tie for first place, but there's still a lot of season to be played. So we're not going to hang our heads over this. We're going to try our best to learn from it. The team's not going to fracture. They're going to stay together. They're going to try to get better. I think we've played like this at times, and somehow we found the magic when it mattered the most. This is no different than Wichita, except we didn't find the magic at the right time. But Houston did, and I give them credit for going on the road and doing that, because I know that's not easy. I guess with that, I'll answer anything you have.
All right. This is the first loss the team has had since September 11th. How do you go and get the rebound this team after a loss like this?
Well, the good news is we don't have much time. We'll get back to work on this 10:30 tomorrow morning, and we'll work on the things that we need to work on. And it's a fresh day for those that struggled, and they get another chance to improve their confidence. So we're not going to sit on this very long. We take each match individually, so at midnight this match flushes, this is gone, and we're 0-0. So we don't even think about the last match we won or lost. We just keep moving forward.
You're going to have one more matchup against Houston before the season ends. In fact, it's actually the season finale on November 26th. Yep. What does that mean now to go to that your final game of the season will now be a grudge match against Houston?
I wouldn't characterize it that way. That is so far in the distance for us. Right now we've got Tulane. We got to worry about Tulane. We can't worry about a match that's going to happen 2 months from now. It does us no good right now. We'll deal with Houston that week that we play them, that Thanksgiving week, and by then we'll know what we're playing for. But as far as in this moment right here in this microcosm, it really is about just learning from this one, then flushing it, and then getting to work on Tulane, because that's the one that matters.
You said that Houston played to win while UCF played not to lose. Could you elaborate on that and how that led to the result that we saw?
Yeah, I think sometimes we maybe let some balls go that were close, whereas they were playing some balls that were likely out of bounds, but they just wanted to keep the rally going on. When you don't know, you want to play. You want to make sure that you're getting that rally to stay alive if you're not sure. And I thought it a couple times. It's just a simple arm movement, and we don't pass the ball well, or a simple opportunity to make one shot and we make another shot and that shot ends up being right into the teeth of the defense. It's just little things like that. But that happens with teams. You got to go through it to learn. And I thought we put up a good fight. We didn't quit. We just didn't execute when we needed to.
Well, one person that did execute tonight was Amber Olsen. She led the team in both assists and digs, and through her 34 assists, she passed her sister Erin on the all-time career assist list. How did any comment on that, and just Amber's play specifically?
Yeah, Amber was very steady. She's a very steadying force. We felt like offensively we had to go to a 6-2. It's probably not our first choice because of our passing and defensive lineup that we want, but we had to go to that 6-2 to give Houston a completely different look, and so we had to change the offense there, and that's something that we practice, but unfortunately it meant that we had to take Amber off the floor for 3 rotations. But she had a great match. Both from the assist and the digging side. I thought she did a nice job of dishing the ball, finding the right person. She played to win. I can tell you, Amber played to win. So I'm really happy with her performance, and she continues to grow into a leader of this team.
McKenna Melville led the team in kills. It seems like you'd have a harder time finding a match where she doesn't do that. Can you describe McKenna Melville's just importance to this team, especially with how she's managed to really dominate the stat sheet in at least the kills department?
Sure. Yeah, no, certainly people would identify her as our go-to player. We're trying our best to make it so it's not that way. We're trying to get her swings more in line with everybody else. But if we're not passing well, which we did not pass great tonight, McKenna's taken a lot of the garbage shots. She's taken the shots from the setter off the net, hitting out of system. She's taken stuff in the back row that wasn't planned. So she has to hit a lot of the garbage. And I give her credit for being able to handle that pressure of anybody can go up and hit an in-system ball against a block. She's made it a challenge to be good out of system and good in a broken play. And I think that's one of the things that she means to us. And then you talk about the defense that she brings, the serve receive that she brings, the blocking that she brings, and she's just a complete all-tool player for us. And she's not the only one. We have other players that are working to be 6-tool type players. We're getting closer on that. So, I thought McKenna went out there and she left it out to the best she could. She probably didn't perform as well as what she thought at times, but you know what? That's the name of the game. That's how it happens. And I can tell you one thing: if I know McKenna, she'll be probably the first one in that gym tomorrow, working on the things that she needs to work on. So that's what she means to us.
Anne-Marie Watson and Marissa Moravec went out and got themselves 5 blocks apiece. Moravec got 5 blocks apiece tonight, and both of them are up in the top 10 in career block. I believe it's career block assists all time. What is it like to have these two seemingly all-time great UCF blockers on a team to get together?
Yeah, no, we've always had to depend on our block. It was a little bit deficient tonight, but again, that's Houston making it that way. But Narissa has always been a solid blocker for us. There was no difference tonight. I thought she was solid. And then, Anne-Marie, we have to get her to anchor that right side to slow down the opposing left side hitter. She did a pretty decent job of doing that. She did her job. She did her job on the blocking end. And, I remember looking down very early in the match, and she was 7 kills on 7 swings. So she hit for a huge number too. So she took away, she was able to balance the offense Her and Claudia did a great job balancing the offense. Narissa took some swings, helped balance the offense. I was really happy when we went to the 6-2 how well Mackenzie came in and did. That's something that she's been doing all the time in practice. Every time we have to decide, what's more, do we need the ball control or do we need the attacking? And we've been needing the ball control, and tonight we needed the attacking. So we went with the 6-2, and the 6-2 worked. We just didn't score points at the exact moment when we needed to.
Last weekend on the road trip with Wichita State and Tulsa, we had some underclassmen had some of the spotlight with Caitlin Grimes and Heidi Bondi both getting career highs, and then of course Chloe Shear has been the starting libero. She's an underclassman. With how upperclassmen laden this team is, how important is it to get underclassmen like these, as well as Emily Lawrence, who I believe was second in assists tonight? How important is it to get these underclassmen playing?
Yeah, no, we do have to get these guys playing time, and you try to sneak it in where and when you can, and make sure you get it in practice. So at least when they're practicing against the starting 6, even if they're not in the starting 6. So they're training against a pretty good team. I thought tonight we decided to maybe to shake things up a little bit on the ball control end to make sure that we had some better offense. And I guess it's a coin flip if it worked or not, but certainly it allowed Emily to go out and do some good things, and it allowed Mackenzie to go out and shine like we know she can.
You're going, as you said, you got to flush this loss out of your mind because you have Tulane on Sunday. What is it gonna be? What do you think Tulane might be able to take advantage of after a loss like this, and how do you think how can the team rebound?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to take anything out of this loss. I think we are who we are, and we do what we do, and if we do what we do well, we're going to be fine. So Tulane's not going to get anything out of this loss. Maybe they get confidence that they can beat us, but I already think they know they can. I think the top 4 or 5 teams in the conference know they're deserving of winning this conference. So I think they're hoping that we are going to be desperate. They're hoping that we are going to be down, or that we're going to be tentative, and I can guarantee you none of that's going to happen.
How do you address the things like tonight where you mentioned how the team played to not lose? How do you address that going forward?
It's just the switch in mentality, that's all. Winner's mentality. Go out, anything close, go play. Make sure you communicate well, stick with your routines, stick with your eye sequencing. I just think we reemphasize that and reemphasize how important that is. A lot of that stuff is ingrained in the older players, but not necessarily the younger players or the newer players. And so we just got to keep working at it. No one ever said that we're a complete Picasso or anything like that. We have a lot of brush strokes to go before we are who we want to be yet.
After the Tulane match, you guys are going to be having 4 straight road games. The next time you'd be at home after that is on October 29th against Tulsa. How do you prepare the team for a long road trip like that?
We prepare the team for the next match. I know people that write and record things hate hearing that, but if we take something and we focus on down the road in any way, then we're not focusing on what's in front of us. And if we're not focusing on what's in front of us, we're not going to put our best product on the floor, because what you saw out here is how hard it's going to be. So, I know there's a road stretch coming up, but right now I'm just got my mind on Tulane coming out of this weekend 1-1, and then moving forward into the next part of the season. We knew there's no way there's any team going 20-0. There's way too many good teams in the conference. So this doesn't kill our chances of reaching our goals. Now, it jumbles up things a little bit at the top, but we expect there to be a battle all the way to Thanksgiving anyway. It's not that big of a deal.
So what are you then looking for? Like, what are you hoping that the response to this loss, or this loss and the response to this loss, what do you hope that will say about this team? Yeah,
I think that's a good question. I think how we respond to this and how we play and how we stay together as a team and how we go out there with that winner's mentality. And I thought we had it most of the night. It was just certain times we didn't, and it just happened to be at the worst times possible. This team will stay together. They're going to have the winner's mentality. They're going to fight for each other. And when they come out and they show that on Sunday, I think it'll prove to everybody that one loss out of 20 matches does not make a season.
Thank you very much, Coach.
You're welcome.